history of rock and roll. This is a picture of probably one of the first appearances of the Sex Pistols on TV. It was like in January of '76. And this was a very controversial appearance for reasons that I won't go into. You can look at the video yourself and find that one out. The focus that I want to focus on is the woman in the back in all black. She got my attention the first time and every time that I've seen this video. Her name is Simone Thomas. Simone Thomas and these people in the back were part of a group called the Bromley Contingent that was basically named by a journalist by the name of Carolyn Coon, who wrote for this music magazine called The Melody Maker. It was like a big music magazine back then, that talked about music. This is a close-up of Susie Sue from Susie and the Banshees before I think they probably even formed that band. I'm not sure. But also, her and Simone were friends. They would go to shows together. I think they met possibly at a show. But Simone actually, at one point, played in the Banshees. She played violin. Now, I wish that there were I don't know if there's any music with her. I haven't seen anything recorded with her name on it lineup-wise, but it would be cool to know if possible. Here's some other pictures. This is a Bromley Contingent pic. And these guys are pretty much the earlier fans of the Sex Pistols. And, they obviously looked really different for that time. And I'm sure people probably were looking at them when they were walking down the street, looking the way that they do. Today, I don't know if people might think that this looks weird because there's, it's almost like punk got appropriated by just a lot of trends and stuff. But back then, that it looked. Some people regard that as being scary. So these are like the earlier fans of the Sex Pistols. This is a pic of Simone by Martin Christopher Martin. It's probably one of the few pics that you would even find of her online. Here's another pic of her. Beautiful woman, really looking cool and stuff too. Way ahead of her time. I think the only woman that I've seen with her hair dyed this way was Ava Cherry. That was David Bowie's girlfriend at one point. But and I mean, all this is in the '70s. Keep that in mind. That was definitely something that was different, to have your hair cropped, natural, and bleached like that. It was not normal. So all the sort of post glitter or glam rock cats or pre-punk or punk rockers, that was definitely a rare thing, like to see that, unless you probably were part of something like that. Now, here's a quote from her that I'm going to read. It's probably the only thing that I've seen on her online. I can't find any other information on where she is now, but this is, I guess, the closest thing from her looking back. One of the contingents was Simone Thomas. And this is her words. "I was 16 at the time. My life revolved around Bowie and Roxy music and dressing up and going to gigs. I'd met Susie at a Roxy concert. She was from the same part of London as me. She started going out with Steve Severin. We became known as the Bromley Contingent after the Sex Pistols played Opington College. We were the first fans, in fact." So she, to me, has a significant history, even though like she, I can't find any music by her. She definitely has a place in rock and roll, the black history of rock and roll, and especially in punk rock. So shout out to Simone Thomas. I don't know where you are now, but it would be cool to know. And, she was among these rowdy punk rockers. on the Bill Grundy show that caused a bunch of stir. I think from what I understand, they were kicked off of the air after it went off. I forget, but yeah, this is your cat Odd Rocker, aka Audio Discourse, aka Black History of Rock and Roll. Let's roll. Peace.